if you're thinking about that, then who the fuck are we cutting from Navi, boys? Because holy shit, what is going on?
Seems like no one wants to go.
But like Navi, I mean, if we're talking about balance in this way, like happy being players, what the fuck are we doing at Navi? Because they're
happy to be there.
Surely can we panic now? Are we allowed to? Talk me off the ledge of Navi, or can we just...
I think we're all on the ledge together. I think it's crazy to be at an event and reading interviews from Blade saying, yeah, we were looking at a lot of options. Nothing really worked out, unfortunately. It's like, well, I didn't want this team, but this is what I've got now. So
looks at clipboard one more time.
Shit. LXCP still my in-game leader. Shit. I mean, it's just sad, really. Like, Navi's such a...
Destan's over at Paravision being like, why isn't anyone fucking jumping down Blade's throat right now? Like, why isn't anyone fucking jumping all over his shit?
Well, because to be fair, Blade is a bit more tactful in how he says things, okay? I think that might be... Dustin should learn, oh yeah, that's how I should have said it, is really what he should be doing.
If I win a major, do I get some fucking street cred?
I mean, yeah, you do. You get to as many majors and you do as well as Blade has. You get to, but also he still said it more tactfully. Like,
IEM Atlanta was fool's gold, man. They sold us a dream right there with the win in Atlanta, and then they've just done nothing. And I think this team has run its course, and I think it's run its course a while ago. It's just they always just win something, and it prolongs them just a few months longer. And it's like, come on. We all realize something's really significantly going to change.
Insert name here for this event.
Cut insert name. Yeah, literally anybody. And it's sad because we see Makaze start playing well at the last Pro League season. He hasn't kept up his form, sadly. Like, he just hasn't been anywhere near as good as he was. So, just in general, very dysfunctional team. And I think everyone in that roster feels like it's run its course.
Welcome back, JL.
It's a team that's like built on like tactics and strategy and protocols, right? So as soon as like one of the fucking pieces is having a tough time or not getting it, it feels like everyone is going to have a tough time because
Wonderful's getting it. My God,
Wonderful's been great for a long time. They're wasting probably one of the best.
He's playing the best I've ever seen him. It is not even close.
The other four players.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, sorry.
Thank you.
I just had to... Listen, we dunked on Navi there. By we, I mean I started it, but I just also want to say Wonderful has been great. Like, holy shit.
Well,
but go ahead.
I mean, I would say, to answer your question, again, I think this is one of those situations that's going to be, a lot of the conversation is going to be around like what is available for them to pick up. Cause it's clear that, when Blade is giving those interviews to talk about it a little bit more, more realistically, when he's saying things like, we looked at making changes and nothing was really available to us, and I think some options got taken away by competitor teams who came in with different offers as well. He said something along those lines. So you could see that they were like, we do want to make it, but it also depends on what we're getting in return. And there was nothing that they thought was going to be a clear upgrade. So on some level, it's like, if you want to talk about what changes Navi makes, it's also, what comes in is going to be the bigger point for them.
Yes.
So I think you look at this and you say Bit and Makaze, I have to imagine are about as untouchable as you could possibly get on this team if you're going to keep a core.
You think Makaze?
I'm keeping Bit and Wonderful, and I'm probably going to keep Alexi B, and I would drop Makaze and Emma first, is what I would do.
I'm keeping Bit and Makaze because Makaze has shown some good stuff, and he's still young, and he's having inconsistency. I don't think it's time to give up on him yet. I really like Wonderful, but we also have to remember Wonderful himself has had a ton of long stretches where he's really struggled in the roster. So has he clicked in right now? Are you sure? Are we happy? Or what offer is going to be available out there? Because if there is an offer out there available, you might want to pull the trigger on that.
I just would rather gamble a Star Rifler than an offer.
Right.
I'm just saying,
guys. I think Ema and Alexi are the likeliest, but I think it's going to come down to what IGL they can get versus what offer they could get. Because
Navi used to have a couple of cool guys kicking around their organization that went to foot.
that part is a little bit of egg on their face at the moment.
Yeah.
I was calling him Foot Junior, bro. I was
could have had a demon.
But again, that's one of those things that's like a really funny observation from the outside. But at the moment where they had to make the decision to keep Foot or to keep
we don't
the
have to
academy
make those decisions, Jason. We get to talk about it in the podcast after.
I know, but this is my job, is to bring this context to the forefront, fl0m.
Okay, man. This guy's
I got to present the
simmer down, dude.
esports perspective.
I hate realism.
I gotta keep you boys realistic. I gotta keep you realistic.
Fantasy. I mean,
this guy plays
the sad
Magic
thing
and
is,
he's worried about realism. All right.
Navi is such a like it's a historic organization, incredible, obviously organization. But the problem is that they've been so used to winning over the years, and we've been so used to seeing the best players
I wouldn't
be at
say
NAVI.
so used to it.
Well, like winning trophies or being competitive. Now they're not even close to it.
They were always like top 10. Like,
Yeah, they're not even close to that right now. Which
They're
is,
about to fall out of it. Like,
But the thing is, for Navi, it was always a CIS like roster move they would make, right? Bringing in a Russian or Ukrainian player, and always the case, or
Not Russian. Not Russian.
No, in the past.
In the past.
You bring like Electronic in, and this is my point, Jason. They can't bring a Russian player in anymore. So like a lot of the young up and coming talents have been Russian players. Like they have Monasi, obviously he went to G2. Think of the players that Navi have had in their academy team that they've let go. Like it's insane. Like now you've got Foot have gone, Monasi's gone. Head Trick was there one time. So, not everybody's a winner from there.
Did you just slide in a head trick? There's no way you said Monasi, Foot.
That's why I said not everyone could be a winner.
You paused and then you said head trick. Are you fucking insane?
You know what? It crossed my mind to ask him to name some, and I was like, I'm not going to do that to him. I'm not going to do it.
He
like
did
that.
it himself. He folded under zero pressure. He just.
I said not everyone can be a winner, all right, and it's true. But like, there's
Put
been
head
some
trick on mouse is what he's saying.
incredible players,
I
but
understand.
then there's also like great players from like Russia that you just can't get. You can't get into your team anymore. So that's obviously a problem they've had to navigate. So they've gone international, and this should, in theory, just open up the entire Counter-Strike world. Who doesn't want to play for Navi? Like, it's a cool organization to be a part of. So much history there, and it's just crazy that they haven't been able to figure anything out. In there's been like 3 seasons. It feels like a move should have happened. Like Ima, I think he's a good player. I just think his time in Navi, for me, like, probably should have run short a few seasons ago. I think you could say the same at Wonderful at times, because as you were saying, Jason, he was really bought out for a long time. He's figured it out at the moment. But there's just been so many times throughout Navi's history where it's like, okay, that now feels like the time to move on. But I just find it shocking that they haven't actually been able to find a player that's wanted to go to this team or find an option that really works for them. And I'm sure they're going to figure it out. I think next year, Navi will be a much more competitive team. Like, I just have a feeling that this is not acceptable.
So we're going all the way till next year.
I think after the
VRS,
Singapore major,
works,
yeah.
man.
I think after the Singapore major,
I feel like it's desperate, man. I think the way VRS works, if they don't,
VRS goes quick.
I think they'll
fucking
figure
really
it. I
bad.
think they'll still be like I think Navi just have such good players in terms of like they're not going to free fall. They'll be able to hang in there.
Okay, that is a fair point to that, yeah.
But I just don't think they're just hanging in there. Unlike Mouse, isn't where Navi want to be. Like, this is a team where an organization that should be trying to win events, and so this roster isn't going to do it right now. So I think.
I don't think
end
it's
of the major. You figure it out.
I don't think it's necessarily like panic time. I think if you're Navi, they clearly have their fucking finger on the pulse of who's available out there, and they're clearly keeping their ear to the ground with these interviews that Blade's given, right? But I'm not super concerned about this team with like alarm bells, just because I think in terms of VRS, I think they're going to be okay. Like if you go and look at the teams they're losing to, Legacy, who's now like a definitely a top 10 team, G2's top 10 team, Falcons top 10, Spirit top 2, Falcons top 2.
But in the context of how we talk about Navi,
Legacy, Vitality, right? But like this is why I'm saying it's not like panic station at the moment, is because they don't necessarily like lose to teams that they like that are like far beneath them. Like they're losing to like the other like top 6, top 7 teams.
Yeah.
So I don't see this team like free falling down the VRS, losing to
I thought we were on
Vitality,
the ledge
Spirits, and
together. It
Falcons.
sounds like you're not on the ledge with me.
I'm not on the ledge because
fl0m
I don't
and
think
I are
it's
getting
time.
a good view down here.
Yeah, you guys have a great time. I mean, like, you guys do whatever you need. I can bring some sandwiches, but I'm going to stay over on the fucking
Now
bridge.
you have
know?
my attention. Now you have my attention.
I know you. I'll get some extra mayo
I
on that
bet
shit.
you do, yeah.
Yeah. But, like, I think for them, it's about, like, it is just what Blade said. It's like, you just have to find whatever change. Like, you just wait. They have the ability to be patient. Yeah, like they might miss another cycle of where they can challenge for a major trophy, but it's better than like swinging for the fence on some gamble and having you like backsliding. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. This team will be they're okay.
It's like they're sitting here with a big load of cash ready to buy at the right time, but they want something that actually makes sense. And I actually don't think there's too many options that make sense right now at all. Like if you do go and get Krebeni, you bring him into the team, like that destroys Foot. Foot probably wouldn't want to let him go anyway. And it's like, you don't know the things we were bringing up earlier about Krabeni. We don't even know if he's going to be able to do it with another team. Like, is it this collection of players, and that's why he finds success? So, I think.
You guys think it's just Alexi B is for sure going though? You think that's where you'd start? I feel like Alexi B and Blade are almost. I don't know. I feel like they very much understand one another.
They seem to have a very similar philosophy on Counter-Strike and like a very similar like approach and how they think
I really
about things.
liked Alexi. I think he's a good
They both seem very structural. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Alexi has done enough to be like the most untouchable outside of that kind of a relationship. You know what I mean? So again, that's like an internal decision.
The easiest replacements in my mind in the landscape of CS right now are star riflers, and in terms of who you want to gamble, like people that can just come in and potentially give you like really high output. They might not be consistent like Makaze, but like you'll know that they're actually strong enough to where they will actually just win you some maps, and you could gamble that and try to basically build a foundation there. And then I also feel like a lot of players have just like, there's a lot of aggressive vocal players that I think at a point in time, I feel like we didn't have a lot of those, and now I feel like we have a lot of those where, depending on the right situation, you could poach somebody in that scenario or in that situation. Navi,
sure. And G2
I'm not going to pretend like I know.
Man, they need one of them for sure.
And I don't know. I feel like Navi could poach someone if they wanted to at the end of the major. I imagine contracts will be a little bit more, fluctuating. I think Alexi isn't necessarily untouchable. I just think that him and Blade seem to be very on the same page with many things. And like you said, to your own credit, Jason, they rely a lot on protocols and how they play. And if one piece starts to fail, I don't know if I put any of this really on Alexi when I see Emma doing the performance that he has, when you have such an inconsistent player in Makaze, and your only consistent piece right now is your Opper. But the way that Navi plays is Wonderful is actually not even supposed to be, he's supposed to be closing rounds, and he's doing way more than that right now. But that's they need, Bit has looked the worst that he's individually looked on a consistent level for a while now too. So
I just think
you basically have three failing rifles. Well, yeah, I would give the benefit of the doubt to Bit. Absolutely. I'm not saying to remove him. I'm just saying, I think when you have such an inconsistency in Makaze and Emma on individual levels, I don't even know where you can start to evaluate the team like an Alexi B or a Wonderful or a Bit, because those two are probably the most high functioning players in that system that they need to at least be just more consistent. They saying they're not bad, right? Like you said, they're not losing to teams they shouldn't be, kind of thing, but they're clearly outclassed at this point in time. Makaze basically is known that he can hold mid on Ancient, and that's about the extent of his stardom, which is just not.
And that one Dust 2 game in Pro League, that was really good.
The one, and don't get me wrong, Makaze is a fucking demon, bro. I see the ability, but for whatever reason, it doesn't fully translate into these games, and it very much doesn't translate across a lot of maps. Whatever that is.
Yeah, and I guess this is where I'm always like this. If I try and think of what it would look like within that team, this is also a Makaze who joined this team, and within a year, it was pretty clear that he had some skills and was getting a lot of plaudits, was probably getting a lot of respect in the team, was probably getting a lot of praise. 19 years old, you start becoming a star of a team like Navi. I never. Maybe your fucking focus slips. Maybe you stop grinding as much FPL. Maybe you start feeling like you fucking made it, and a little bit of practice slips. Those are things you go through, and those are things you learn as the young players coming up, and those are the things that he's going to have to get adjusted to and learn if he wants to continue that performance. He's got to keep that fucking grind up, because that's the part of this job that is the actual job. But this whole conversation is why I mean that it just depends on what's out there. I think
but I'm trying to get a clip, Jason. I don't really care about your nuance. Just tell me who we're cutting, man. Jesus Christ.
Emma. We're cutting Emma. We're cutting Emma. We've chosen a player.
I don't do the clipping thing either. I was just giving it a whirl. You're just fucking me right here, man. I really tried. God damn it.
All right, Jason, we're going to do 3, 2, 1. We're cutting Emma, right? And that's what. And tell us why.
That's dinko, DINKO.
Of HLTV short fame. Of dinko of HLTV short fame. I've let it go to my head.
Yeah, he's fallen off. He's already let it get to his head.
I don't know. I think a roster move's needed. I think Emma would be the easiest to replace. I think there's no obvious in-game leader option that's like an upgrade from the Lexi B out there. It's just, there just isn't. And then I think Imma is a good player, but I think he's just the most replaceable for me in this squad. And so you just need an injection. You need some fresh, you need that fresh car smell in Navi, and everybody's gonna, I think Bit will start playing better when the mood's better. The team's like getting some positive results. You're gonna see Bit popping off again. I feel like Navi are gonna be fine eventually, but just not for the rest of the year.
The past 30 seconds feel like at least 200,000 views on that short. Like
perfect. And Jason isn't going to give us a single fucking name, so we'll wrap it up there.
Wait. You give me a name. Who would you cut?
Blade.
I said Imma. I go.
That would get you.
That was also at Dinko. That was also at Dinko. I'm not. No, I would probably go Imma, but I would say like Makaze to me would be the next. Like, if I'm like creating the totem pole, I'd be interested. But you're right. It is based on who's out there.
To give you your
there goes the
fucking clip, fl0m, I think if you want to just take like the easiest, no bullshit, easiest player to drop 1 for 1 to find the easiest upgrade out there in the world, it would be Imma.